Hi, and welcome to Palace Intrigue. I am your host, Mark Francis. No, Donald Trump did not eat spaghetti during the King's speech. An image purporting to show President Donald Trump inelegantly eating spaghetti during King Charles' speech at this week's state banquet has gone viral, but it's entirely fabricated. The photo, which quickly racked up millions of views online, was shared by the account Raw Egg Nationalist, which has over 290,000 followers. In the image, Trump appears mid-bite, twirling spaghetti beside the king, who is standing with a speech in hand. But as social media users soon pointed out, the image is digitally altered. Spaghetti was not on the menu. According to the BBC, the actual three-course dinner featured Hampshire watercress panna cotta with parmesan shortbread and quail egg salad, organic Norfolk chicken ballotine and courgette with thyme and savoury jus, and a vanilla ice cream bomb filled with Kentish raspberry sorbet and lightly poached Victoria plums. Buckingham Palace has issued a rare public denial following claims that Trump's security detail clashed with royal kitchen staff ahead of Wednesday's state banquet. According to a source cited by the Daily Mail, tensions reportedly boiled over in the royal kitchens when members of the U.S. Secret Service entered the area to monitor food preparations. The agents are said to have checked and even in some cases sampled the dishes being plated for the evening's formal meal, prompting frustration among the chefs. The banquet was a resounding success in the main hall, the source said, but there was a disruption behind the scenes. Tensions flared between the chefs preparing the meal and the U.S. security team responsible for protecting the president and his entourage. The source alleged that what began as a quiet irritation escalated into a heated exchange with raised voices on both sides. The episode reportedly lasted only a few minutes and was entirely unknown to those attending the dinner. The palace, however, has firmly pushed back. A spokesperson said, "This story and these claims are categorically untrue." President Trump would like the king to celebrate July 4th in America. Following his visit to the UK, the president is said to be planning to invite Charles to the United States next year as a guest of honor at the nation's 250th Independence Day celebrations. Aboard Air Force One, Trump said, "It was a really fantastic trip. The British know how to do this perfectly. They set the bar high for their trip to see us. Everybody was great. Even the men looked beautiful. That was one of the coolest rooms. The room was built for a table, but the table happened to carry 200 people." Reflecting on the state banquet held in his honor at Windsor Castle, Trump told reporters it was attended by the biggest people in the world. When asked what he had to eat, he replied simply, "Whatever the hell they served us." The dinner held in the historic St. George's Hall left quite the impression. Trump praised the occasion as beautiful, saying, "I view that as being really respectful for our country. The way they did it, that was respect for our country." Asked about the highlight of his trip, Trump pointed not to the gold carriages or military fanfare, but to his time with the monarch. "I think just being with King Charles, he's a wonderful guy. I got to know him very well. I knew him before, but now I know him a little better." He went on to admire the castle's decor, the artwork. "I saw more paintings than any human being has ever seen and statues, but they treated us great. They treated our country great." As for First Lady, Trump confirmed that Melania enjoyed her time alongside the Princess of Wales. The two women had earlier hosted a group of young scouts, serving them sandwiches made with honey from Kate's own beehive. Trump said, "She did. She thought she was great. I did too. I sat with her last night. Melania went with her today. She thought she was great. A very wonderful person. She went through a lot too, but hopefully that's all gone." He added kind words for Prince William, calling him wonderful, and for the king himself, saying, "I knew Charles as a prince and I know him as a king, and he's doing very well. It was a lovely trip and I thought the press was really nice." If King Charles does indeed travel to America next July, it would be the first official visit by a reigning British monarch since Queen Elizabeth II attended the 400th anniversary of the Jamestown settlement in 2007. There's been fresh speculation this week about Prince William's attitude towards royal protocol, particularly in light of an old video that's found new life on social media. But it was not just the remarks made by President Trump that drew attention. Online observers have once again zeroed in on an earlier moment involving the Prince of Wales, this time from a banquet held during the visit of French President Emmanuel Macron and his wife Brigitte earlier in the year. In the resurfaced clip, Prince William appears to sit down at the dining table directly after King Charles concludes his welcome speech. Unlike the rest of the room, who remain standing and applauding, the heir to the throne promptly takes his seat. Glancing around the room as he does so, Traditionally, gentlemen are expected to wait until the ladies are seated, and certainly until the monarch has finished addressing the room. Some viewers took exception to the moment. One commenter on Reddit remarked, "I'd really love to know what William was thinking here. Everyone is standing, clapping after Charles is done speaking, it appears, except..." Another questioned, "Why is he seated when everyone else is standing?" However, others found William's conduct refreshingly assertive. One user wrote on X, "The person saying he broke protocol, he is the protocol." More palace in just a moment. Aunt Sophie and her husband Edward went to Japan for their first joint royal visit and made the most of it. Their highlight? Sumo wrestling, of course. The couple were front and center at the stadium, binoculars in hand, visibly thrilled as giant wrestlers crashed into each other with theatrical flair. When told spectators sometimes throw cushions, Sophie laughed and said, "I might restrain myself." One wrestler even flew out of the ring and into the front row, prompting gasps and giggles. It brought back memories of Charles and Diana's visit in 1986, though Diana once joked she struggled so much with chopsticks she nearly packed a knife and fork. Elsewhere, the Edinburghs dodged a photo op with Hello Kitty, launched a women's empowerment initiative, and planted a symbolic oak tree with matching golden shovels, though their attempt at a perfectly timed dig ended in laughter. "We need more practice," said Edward. In Oslo, the royal household is none too pleased with the new Netflix series starring Princess Martha Louise and husband Durek Verrett. The palace says the couple have violated their 2022 agreement, which barred them from using her title or royal status for commercial gain, including in television programs. Guri Varp, the palace's communications chief, told the media, "This is a breach of the agreement they have with the royal household." She added, "Everyone should have the right to tell their own story, but the royal household wants a clearer separation between the couple's activities and the monarchy." Much of the controversy centers on wedding footage that briefly appeared in early edits of the documentary. One scene reportedly showed Crown Prince Haakon chatting with Verrett during the wedding celebrations, moments the palace had explicitly declared off-limits to cameras. Media were barred from those portions of the event, but somehow Netflix had access. The footage didn't make it to air. The royal family intervened, and the clip was pulled before release. King Harold had previously voiced concern about the commercial tone surrounding the wedding. "We don't want the royal family to be for sale," he said at the time. Reactions in Norway have been split. Some have praised the documentary for addressing serious topics like race, mental health, and the strain of life in the public eye. Others see it as a glossy PR move, commercial at its core, and reliant on royal branding in a way that violates the 2022 agreement. This all sounds strangely familiar to us at Palace Intrigue. And you can learn more about the royal rebels by listening to our new series, Crown and Controversy, Norway's Royal Rebels, wherever you found this podcast. Our new series had episode 2 drop on Sunday. It's available now, and paid subscribers can binge the entire series, as well as the entire second series of our regular Crown and Controversy. And to become a paid subscriber using the Apple Podcasts app, just click on that banner up there that says Uninterrupted Listening. And for just $5 a month, you'll have access to the entire Crown and Controversy, Norway's Royal Rebels, and it's commercial free. Every one of these series, every one of these shows, including Palace Intrigue, commercial free, just $5 a month. And we thank you for your support. There's also a 30-day free trial, so why not? And there you have it. If you'd like to email us, our address is thepalaceintrigue@gmail.com. Please follow us on Spotify, Apple, or the app of your choice, and leave us a nice review if you're enjoying the show. I'm Mark Francis. My thanks to John McDermott. This is Palace Intrigue, and good times.